It works. Good evening. Welcome to the City of Warren Planning Commission meeting, June 2nd, 2025. Please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Item number three, roll call.
Commissioner Ansar,
Present.
Commissioner Duze,
Present.
Commissioner Halawadi,
Present.
Commissioner Hawk,
Present.
Commissioner Chowdhury,
Present.
Commissioner Mori is present, Commissioner Banecki,
Present.
Commissioner Smith.
Present. Item number four, approval of the agenda.
So moved, Mr. Chairman.
Support Mori.
That's a motion by Commissioner Duze, supported by Commissioner Mori. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Number five, approval of the minutes of May 12th, 2025.
Support Commissioner Chowdhury.
Second, Commissioner Holowati.
That was a motion by Commissioner Chowdhury, supported by Commissioner Halawadi. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Item number six, public hearing items. Let's see any of my ex officios. Okay.
No.
Okay. On the public hearing items this evening, everyone will have a chance that wants to speak on this item to come up, state your name and address for the record, and you'll have 3 minutes to speak. I would like to request that we have orderly and respectful meeting tonight. That means no blurting out or anything like that, and we'll go from there. So item number 6A.
Item number 6A, site plan for new Speedway gas station and convenience store with 6 dispenser auto canopy located on the southwest corner of 14 Mile Road and Ryan Road, 32983 Ryan Road, Section 6, Jordan Jonna /RAC Ryan LLC, Josh Barrett / Agree Development LLC, PSP 250006. This was postponed from March 10, 2025. Thank you.
Thank you. Is the petitioner here?
Recording in progress.
Good evening. Can you tell us a little bit about your project?
Yes. Good evening, Mr. Chairman and members of the commission. As you know, we were here, quite a while ago, and I was not here, but it was understood that, number one, that we obtained a traffic study, which we did and provided to you. Taylor Clinwell is going to be speaking to it, and as to the site plan, Mandy Goss is going to speak to that as well. And maybe there may be someone else speaking, the developer, in regards to the project as well. I want to first of all say something about the Planning Commission. I, sat as a city council member for a lot of years, and you have one of the toughest commissions, toughest jobs as far as commissioners go in the entire city. And I wanted to, thank you for your service, because number one, people don't understand it's just not sitting at a meeting, right? You got preparation, you review your package in regards to preparing for the meetings. And I thought of it, and when I gave you one raise, I think you deserve another, okay? I know these meetings are not the easiest, and I never really came to them because I know to stay away because of all the excitement all the time. So I want to thank you again for your service. As to the meeting, like you said, there was a traffic study that was required, and as well as a residents meeting. We met at de Blasio Hall on May 29th, and that's right there at 14 and Ryan. We thought it was a good idea to meet in an area near the site. And we had some people show up, not very many, approximately 15, and in order to discuss it. And some of the discussions in regards to it, we have talked about regards to frustrations, and they talked about, you know, sheets coming into the city, okay? They've been fairly aggressive. Victory Inn, Pampa Lanes, and they're trying to at 12 and DeQuinter as well. And they stated their frustrations in regards to, you know, possible competition and be better utilized for some other type of development. But it was, you know, we didn't hear a lot of what other type of developments, and I'll hit on that point as well. One person did talk about possible electric vehicle chargers, and I do have something to say about that. So, in regards to what we're going to do here, first of all, this is Speedway's been a good corporate resident. All my years at City Council, never heard a complaint. They do a good job. They keep their properties clean, and they've been, like I said, a good citizen. Right now, they are putting in the zoning district something that is allowed there, okay? Gas stations are allowed. And they are not asking for a single variance. They are complying with all the ordinances. And that could be why the planning staff has made the recommendation to accept it. But $9 million is a great investment to put in the corner. And it's also important to note that on this corner, if I'm not mistaken, it's been over a year that Rite Aid has been closed. Not a lot of, interest in regards to developing that particular corner, it seems like, but Speedway has stepped to the plate, and like I said, investing quite a bit of money, and also the fact that the area needs, it needs a big push, okay? This could be the push for that corner, because Bank of America now all of a sudden has a site plan coming in for a coffee house as well. And so with the construction of a new Speedway, a construction of a new coffee house, that corner is gonna come alive again. And I even talked to the owner of Bellagio Hall, and he's indicated that any time you put new projects in, it helps the business community and helps the community at large. And so you got that from this guy has done a fantastic job over there at Bellagio Hall and making it one of the premier halls in the city of Warren. And so what we're doing is having this infusion of capital in regards to this corner. Now, some people have indicated that it's going to be, what do you got, a 7-Eleven across the street, and then is this one going to be a 7-Eleven as well? There will be no sale of 7-Eleven products. Not one product will have a marking of 7-Eleven on it. This is Speedway. And Speedway is going to be the market, not 7-Eleven. I will confess that they will have slush cups, okay? And it is going to say 7-Eleven on the slush cups, and it's just one of my favorites, and I had to throw that in there. But that's the only thing that you're going to see that will have 7-Eleven on it. So there's no name competition between the two. A lot of people have brought that up. As I indicated, the city ordinances allow for gas stations. And there may be some discussion in regards to the, quote, competition. Well, competition is not in the ordinance, okay? That's not a reason to deny, all right? You have to see whether it passes all the ordinances, all the zoning ordinances, and it does, number one. And competition is not in that particular criteria. But we found it important enough, and I wanted to advise you that the 14 and DeQuinter Speedway will be closing. It's on the closure list, okay? And so we're going to trade basically 1 for 1. So the issue, we're not creating more competition. It's gonna just be one for one within 1 mile. And so I hope that you understand that we didn't want to be that close together, number one. And the other speedway at 14 DeQuinder has been there since 1954. It's 1,300. It doesn't even compare to what they're gonna do at 14 and Ryan. This is the Speedway's greatest look, and they're putting it together, and you're going to see it on the site plans. So we're going to be trading one for another. It's also important to know the brand. Okay, Speedway has been doing this for serving the communities of Michigan for over 70 years, and that's why I told you that they've been a good corporate citizen. In regards to this, I think Mr. Worth or someone from the planning department contacted us in regards to a possible cross easement agreement with the coffee shop. I want to indicate that we would have no objection as long as both parties can work out the agreement and sign a cross easement agreement. My clients are open for discussion. They see that it has no reason to cause any distraction in regards to the use of our property. So as long as everybody signs a cross easement agreement, we would have no objection. I believe that's all I have to provide to you in regards to this. If there's any questions, I'd be glad to answer them.
Thank you, sir. Mr. St. Pierre, did the people representing the Speedway want to say a few words about their project?
Yeah, Mandy Goss is gonna talk about the site plan, and we're gonna talk about the traffic study as well.
Okay, but I'm just trying to figure out, hold 1 second, I'm just trying to figure out.
Oh, one other thing I wanna know, I'm sorry, Sean, is that the infrastructure is gonna be there for electric vehicle chargers, okay? It's just when the demand comes, it'll be put in. Right now, according to their marketing, there's not enough demand in order to put the EV chargers in there yet, but the infrastructure will be there in order to do it.
All right, thank you, sir. What I'm going to do is I'm going to allow them to speak too, but right now I want to see if there's any correspondence we need to read, and we'll do that. And maybe we'll get the planning director's recommendation. Then I'll have them come up and say what they're going to say. Okay?
Okay,
Correspondence?
Correspondence. Taxes, current engineering. Number one, provide a complete and accurate written description, legal description of the parcel, including the parcel identification. Number two, site shall comply with the current Macomb County storm ordinance. Detention and pretreatment shall be required. Number three, provide a detailed storm narrative. 4, site plan shall show the location of all existing underground utilities, including their size, material type, and discharge point in the vicinity of the project. Engineering in force for request at cityofwarren.org. 5, drive approach on Ryan Road shall comply with the current City of Warren specification. 6, dumpster pad shall be minimum 8-inch concrete. 7, any construction within 14-mile ROW shall require a permit from Macomb County Department of Roads. 8, soil erosion and sedimentation control permit or waiver shall be required from Macomb County Department of Public Works. Fire. The Warren Fire Department sees no issues with this project. AT&T. Overall, AT&T does not object to the redevelopment of the site, but we do have a lot of facilities in the area. Our facilities should be contained within the ROW and PUE along the west side of the property. But if misdigs indicate any conflict, the petitioner need to contact our engineer, Courtney Dunford, to discuss options. Courtney can be reached at co196@att.com or 586-842-7758. Comcast. In response to your utility request for the above project, please refer to the attached map for the location of the Comcast CATV/fiber facilities. Aerial cables are highlighted in orange for fiber and yellow for coax cable. Underground is highlighted in blue for fiber and green for coax cable. If we can be of further assistance, please feel free to contact us by email at cccutilityrequest@teamsigma.com. MCDR. Macomb County Department of Roads, MCDR, has received and reviewed the enclosed preliminary plan for the above referenced site. MCDR has the following objection to proposed development at above mentioned site. Number one, MCDR allows only 30 feet back of curb, BC to back of curb, wide entrance approach in MCDR's right-of-way. Verify and revise 14 Mile Road entrance. Number two, to avoid left-turn conflict, MCDR recommends locating proposed entrance in line with existing entrance on the other side of 14 Mile Road. If you have any questions, please feel free to contact me at the phone number above, 586-463-8671. MCPWO. The Macomb County Public Works Office has reviewed the site plan for the project referenced above and have determined that the site is located within the Red Run Inter-County Drainage District, and the Red Run Drain is located 2,000 feet above of the property line. Any stormwater discharge to 14 Mile Road will require a MCPWO stormwater review and approval. Any stormwater discharge to the Ryan Road stormwater system is under the City of Warren jurisdiction and would require their approval. Any site disturbance over 1 acre will require the proposed site to conform with the MCPWO's procedure and design standard manual for stormwater management, reviewed March 1st, 2024. Review Section V for stormwater detention and drain easement requirement. If the stormwater discharge outlets to 14 Mile Road, it is highly recommended that the design consultant and landowner schedule an engineering meeting with this office to discuss how our standards may apply by contacting Heather Morin at heather.morin@macombgov.org or 586-307-8280. And I also have a couple letters that were sent that I'll also go ahead and read. So this was sent from Mahir Shamon at 3/10/2025. We did not read any of these in the last one, did we? These are new ones?
There must be new ones.
Okay. Hi, my name is Mahir Shamon. I am against building a speedway on 14 and Ryan. We have 11 gas stations on a 1 mile radius from Ryan, 14 and Ryan. We don't need another gas station. It would impact home prices in the area too and bring more accidents and crime. This one is sent from Sarmad Abdul on April 30, 2025. Dear city officials, I am writing as a concerned business owner in the city of Warren to formally express my opposition to the proposed construction of a new Speedway gas station at 32983 Ryan Road. This particular project raises several concerns like increased traffic, an accident to a busy intersection, and increased environmental risk, beside the fact that there is 2 other gas stations and a 7-Eleven store at the same corner, and there are other 2 Speedway gas stations within 1 mile north and west of the proposed new Speedway. The other important issue is by keep adding the big corporate gas stations like Speedway and Sheetz to our city that already have 76 plus gas stations, from a total of 280 in the Macomb County, can really drive the local mom and pop's gas station out of business. I respectfully urge you and the Planning Commission to consider approving this development. I, along with other concerned residents, believe we can work toward a more community-friendly use of proposed site. Thank you for your time and consideration. Sarmad Abdul. Diane Terfa has sent this on May 6, 2025. Speedway, we live at 14 and Ryan, and we don't want another gas station on the corner. Thank you. This is another letter that was also sent from Mahir Shamon on a different date, May 19, 2025. Hi, this is Mahir Shamon. I am sending this email regarding Speedway, 14 Mile and Ryan. We don't need another gas station in the area, and there are 11 gas stations and a 7-Eleven convenience store within 1 mile radius from 14 and Ryan. This will add to traffic jams and more accidents. I have seen so many accidents at that corner, and I happened to call 911 as one very bad accident happened in front of my eyes. Rite Aid shut down because they filed for bankruptcy and shut so many locations all across. I would love to see a gym or urgent care or youth center at this location, something that will actually help the community. Please, please, please consider this email, and I trust you guys will make the right choice. Thank you all. This is sent from Munching Desai on May 21, 2025. We are the resident of Warren and taxpayer. We don't want any more gas station at 14 Mile and Ryan Road, including Speedway, because we feel this will create more traffic jams and more accidents and crashes. Thank you for understanding our concerns. I have another letter from Maher Shamom. So this is the third one.
Well, this is basically saying the same thing.
It's the same, okay. So I'm gonna go to the next one. On May 27, 2025, this was sent from Yusuf A. Dear Chairman Warren Smith and Planning Commissioners, I am strongly opposed to the proposed Speedway gas stations at 14 Mile and Ryan Road, where the former Rite Aid once stood. Traffic is the major reason why my family and I are opposing another Speedway gas station in our community. As a rough rule of thumb, each proposed pump at a gas station generates about 100 to 130 trips per day. By pump, we mean fueling position. The convenience store will generate 800 to 1,200 trips per day per 1,000 square feet. So a 2,000 square feet store with 8 pumps would generate around 3,150 trips per day. We provide these numbers so you can compare with them those of the proposed store to see if they are in the right range. I appreciate your attention to this matter and trust that the potential traffic burden will play a key role in your evaluation. Thank you. This was sent by Yusuf Abdul. I believe we had another letter from Yusuf also. Okay, thank you. There's a couple that have been printed twice, I believe, if I'm not mistaken. This is also have been read by Samad Abdul.
Okay.
Okay. This is sent on May 28, 2025 from Myrna A. Dear Chairman Warren Smith and Planning Commissioners, I am writing to you to express my strong opposition to the development of a third gas station, Speedway, at the 14 Mile and Ryan intersection at the former Rite Aid location. Community character is the main reason why my family and I are opposed another Speedway gas station in our community. Speedway, like Walmart and big box gas station, can force the mom and pop gas stations, coffee shops, diners, and ice cream stores to close due to the unfair competition because of their large purchase and sale volumes. This can negatively impact the local economy, reduce the variety of businesses in a community, and hurt the local and state supply chain. The loss of local, independent gas stations and other businesses can alter the character of the community, as they often serve a local hubs and meeting place, making the community seem more homogeneous and less unique. Thank you for considering the long-term impact this development may have on our community's character and local economy. Thank you. This is all the letters. Thank you.
Thanks, Madam Secretary. That's quite a few letters. Planning Department's recommendation.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Chair. The recommendation is as follows. It is recommended that the site plan for, let me turn this. Site plan for new Speedway gas station and convenience store with 6 dispenser auto canopy be approved with the standard conditions of the Planning Commission and more specifically. Number 1, 5 copies of revised site plans shall be submitted indicating the following. 1A, update the zoning information on the site plan and the site data chart to read P parking district, north 30 feet, and C1 local business district, east 106.15 feet, excluding the north 30 feet of the property, and C2 general business district, the west 200 feet of the property. 1B, outdoor retail sales such as window washer fluid or ice is not indicated on the site plan. However, the floor and elevation plans show items outside the building. These items shall be added to the site plan and the square footage noted on the site data chart. 1C, provide the length and width dimensions for the gasoline canopy on the site plan. 1D, the property in question is 1.47 acres. A stormwater narrative explaining how the site will comply with the city's stormwater ordinance shall be required on the plan and indicates the disturbance over an acre. That's the whole site. 1E, the following information shall be added to the site plan C1.1. It is currently located on the cover sheet of C1.0, and that is number 1, the property data, all site data information listed. Number 2, a vicinity map. Number 3, the legal description and parcel number. 1F, a note shall be provided on the site plan stating all lighting provided on the underside of the canopy for the gasoline pumps shall be recessed and flush mounted. 1G, indicate the height of the new gasoline canopy in the site chart, data chart. 1H, a note shall be provided on the site plan stating open storage of materials shall not be permitted on the site. 1I, the parking spaces around the building shall measure 20 feet in length from the edge of the bollard. The adjacent maneuvering lane dimensions shall be adjusted accordingly. 1J, update the parking calculations for the retail area of the convenience store to 1 parking space per 300 square feet. The proposed outdoor retail sales areas will also use this calculation. 1K, a note shall be provided stating all lighting on the site shall be shielded and not encroach upon abutting properties. The light fixtures, pole and base, shall be no higher than 20 feet as measured from the top of the light fixture to the bottom of the base at ground level. All glare shall be eliminated from the light fixtures. Upward directed lighting shall not be permitted. 1L, indicate all proposed lighting on the site plan. 1M, the site plan indicates ingress and egress with the property to the south. However, the landscape plan indicates a row of holly trees will be planted in this same location. Modify the plans to indicate if ingress and egress will be provided or not. 1N, the planning staff requires pedestrian access to the gasoline convenience store by way of the following sidewalk additions. Indicate the following on the site plan, and that would be number 1, provide a 5-foot wide walkway from the public sidewalk along 14 Mile Road south along the west edge of the upgraded driveway. The walkway will continue south across the new internal cross-access driveway to the front edge of a parking space, then angled southeast to the gasoline and convenience store. Number 2, provide a second 5-foot wide walkway from the public sidewalk along Ryan Road at the south edge of the upgraded driveway. The walkway would run west, crossing an internal cross-access driveway, and then to the gasoline convenience store. 1O, the trash enclosure and attached shed indicated on the site plan is larger than the typical trash area. the Planning Commission shall approve a modified trash enclosure measuring approximately 25.33 feet by 13 feet and containing 329.29 square feet, and attached shed measuring 12.67 feet by 10 feet and containing 126.7 square feet, indicate the material and construction of the proposed trash enclosure and attached shed on the site plan. Condition number 2, 2 copies of revised floor plans shall be provided indicating the following. A, label the outdoor retail sales items north side of the building and the items outside along the south elevation of the building. 2B, the north arrow on the floor plan shall be corrected to match the site plan. Condition number 3, the planning staff read the traffic impact study and found that the biggest takeaway was the number of driveways within 500 to 550 feet of the intersection of 14 Mile Road and Ryan Roads, amounting to 22. Considering this information, it is rational to conclude that efforts should be made to eliminate driveways or locate driveways farther away from the intersection. The staff has found an opportunity to eliminate a driveway and to join 2 properties with an internal cross-access connection as follows. A, the driveway from the subject property to 14 Mile Road is being adjusted to the east, making a better intersection with the existing driveway on the north side of 14 Mile Road. B, the property abutting the subject property to the west is proposing improvements to become a coffee shop. The planning staff would require that the 2 properties be connected together with a second internal cross-access driveway. Both front yard area maneuvering lanes are in line with each other, and we're talking about both properties. No parking spaces are lost by either development. C, the east driveway of the coffee shop is only 110 feet from the Speedway or 7-Eleven development driveway. This driveway would be removed and possibly replaced with 5 or 6 parking spaces for the coffee shop. 3D, the west driveway of the coffee shop would then be 190 feet from the Speedway 7-Eleven development driveway and approximately 510 feet from the intersection of 14 Mile Road and Ryan Road. Condition number 4, 2 copies of revised building elevations shall be provided indicating the following, and that's A, the east and west and north and south labels shall be switched. B, indicate all proposed lighting on the elevation plan. Condition 5, 2 copies of gasoline canopy elevation plans shall be provided. Condition number 6, permits shall be required from the Macomb County Department of Roads for work in the 14 Mile Road right-of-way. Permits shall be required from the City of Warren Engineering Division for the work in the Ryan Road right-of-way. And finally, condition number 7, a performance bond in the amount of $250,000 be posted according to the estimated cost of $8,600,000 by the petitioner. There is a note, the planning staff recommends a reduction in the bond amount to $158,000. So with that, Mr. Chair, the recommendation is submitted. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Worth. Okay, what I'm going to do, I'm going to have the representative for Speedway come up, and maybe if you can say what you have to say in about 5 minutes or so, we'll listen to what you want to present to us. Thank you.
Sure, Josh Bratton, Agri Development LLC. I just wanted to share a few clarifications from, elaborate on some of what Cecil spoke to. So the Speedway located at 14 and DeQuinder, just to clarify, that will close next year regardless of whether or not this project takes place. And the reason why it's closing is because it was constructed in 1954. It's completely obsolete. It's only 1,000 square feet, and there's no ability to expand that site. As Cecil mentioned, Speedway's been serving Michigan communities for 70 years. Our intention is just to revitalize our brand, continue investing into these communities, and provide an enhanced and more modern age prototype and customer experience to the customer. In order to do that, we have to open new stores. And that's the intention here. We want to better this corridor, not oversaturate it. We're closing one location to bring a better experience for the customer. Mandy, our engineer, will briefly go over the site plan, but then Taylor will go over the details of the traffic study. And as the planner mentioned, the conclusion is the increase of trip generation and traffic to the site is immaterial.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Could we get the presentation open, please? Thank you. Again, Mandy Goss, CESO. Thank you for having us here again tonight to discuss the project. I know we kind of went over it previously, but we will do another quick, brief overview. If you can go to slide 3, we'll jump ahead. The first one was Cecil. So, as you know, this site is 1.47 acres, and it currently is zoned C2, C1, and parking. So it is, gas stations are permitted by right in this gas station with site plan approval, which we're here tonight to request. Moving on, we'll make it quick. I know we're on a time frame here. Just as the site plan pulled up for you for reference, as you can see, we will have a full access driveway on East 14 Mile, which will align with the Market driveway across the street. That was requested by Macomb County Road Commission, and we did modify the plan to address that. That is also the driveway that will be shared if the coffee does agree with the cross access with the coffee shop to the west. So that driveway you see on that aerial image right to the west, when the coffee shop does develop, would be closed if they follow the planning recommendations. So again, we are happy to work with everybody on that and hopefully get something in place to eliminate one of those access drives in that location and have better alignment for the left turns that go to both those businesses moving forward. There is also a full access driveway on Ryan Road, and we do have that as far south as possible. It's an existing location that it is currently today, and that does provide access to the building to the south. So we do have that cross access still to the southern development just south of us, that you can see the access just east of our building, our driveway there. So with that, we are proposing a 4,852 square foot convenience store. I will note that the traffic study is based on that. I know I keep hearing 2,000 square feet in some of the review letters. I'm not sure where that came from, but we did base everything on that 4,800 square feet. So just to point that out, everything was based on that. We are proposing a 6 auto fueling dispenser, so it'll have 12 fueling positions. And that is actually what the traffic study is based on, is the number of fueling positions at a station. It's not the size of the station. So again, Taylor will elaborate more on that, but just wanted to point that out. We are showing 30 parking spaces, and we are intending to have underground detention for our stormwater, and we will meet the Macomb County standards when we get into the construction details, design details. So the next plan is just a landscape plan, just to kind of show you. It will definitely be an improvement. We are adding additional landscaping along the frontages and along the rear. I think it's going to be a great improvement to the site overall from an aesthetic standpoint. The next slide is just showing you the building elevation. This is a Speedway branded 7-Eleven, so 7-Eleven is technically the owner, but all of the amenities are Speedway, and the elevation is actually upgraded from a 7-Eleven store. It will have CMU, a nice darker material, some metal clad, some Nichaha spruce panels. It's a very modern store, and I think it looks really nice, personally. With that, this video does show, I will mention, it has 7-Eleven signage inside because we don't have one that shows the Speedway. But I do show, I have another slide, if you want to play the video, that does show the signs that are 7-Eleven above the cash out area, and some of the signs that you see there are Speedway signs. But the inside is almost identical, just a little bit of color changes and signage changes, but the amenities that are offered are very similar of an appearance to what you're seeing on this rendering. But I feel like it gives you a good representation of what we're proposing. It is a more modern store. It's going to be very nice, clean, offer grab-and-go food. It is not a restaurant. I will elaborate that. It just has food, hot and fresh, ready to take with you. So I just kind of want to point that out. And then this next slide does show just the Speedway branding instead of that 7-Eleven branding on some of the interior images where you saw the 7-Eleven in the rendering. So just for a point of reference where some of that signage comes into play. Next, I will pass it over to Taylor Klein for her to go over the traffic study.
Thank you. So yes, we completed a traffic impact study following national and MDOT standards. I do want to note that we are a MDOT pre-qualified firm for traffic impact studies, but in the traffic impact study performed by us, we were able to determine that this development has minimal impact to the overall level of service and delay of the nearby study intersections. The biggest thing I do want to note here, I know it's usually the biggest issue, is the trip generation. So for us, we did follow national standards. So using ITE trip generation manual, we followed land use code 945. So gas station with this convenience market. You can see we went based off of fueling positions. So total in the AM peak hour, we did have 324 trips. I do want to note though that 246 of these trips are considered pass-by trips. So it is important to note that a pass-by trip is somebody who's already traveling along the adjacent streets. So in this case, 14 Mile Road and then also Ryan Road. So they are technically not a new trip coming to this development. So in terms of an actual new trip, in the AM we'll only have 78 new trips. So that's 39 vehicles in, 39 out. In the PM peak hour, we have a total of 274. So again, that pass-by rate is 206 vehicles with only 68 new trips. So again, 34 in and 34 out, kind of created during the PM peak hour. So again, in total, we wanted to note that this is really only one additional car every 92 seconds. And we also took from our turning movement counts that were collected at 14 Mile Road and Ryan Road. We did a 24-hour count. So we were able to determine that in the AM, there's only a 1.07% increase to existing traffic. And then also in the PM, there's only a 0.73% increase to existing traffic. So again, we will not be adding a large amount of traffic to the adjacent streets. And then also too, I know crash data was kind of a big concern, or the number of crashes in this area. So we were able to pull crash data from the Michigan State Police, their crash analysis tool. So total we did find from the past 5 years, so January 1st, 2020 to January 1st, 2025, that there was a total of 241 crashes in this area. The last thing I did want to note, we did have the opportunity to kind of review the traffic safety analysis that was performed by, I think it was TEC. It was dated April 28th, 2025. And the biggest thing we wanted to note is, obviously our traffic impact study was a little bit more detailed. We did notice that, again, we took traffic counts, 24-hour traffic counts at Ryan Road and 14 Mile Road. And we came up with 54,511 vehicles operating at that intersection. The other study completed by TEC did pull traffic count data from the MDOT website. And again, those were pulled a little bit, I think it was from February 2024, so not as recent of counts. And again, the data that was collected from that was taken from segment counts and then applied to that intersection. So it kind of wasn't showing the most accurate results in comparison, again, to our data that was pulled that was obviously more recent, and again, splitting out those turning movement counts. The one thing though is we did see that the crash data aligned with their data that they did provide, so those were similar. But overall, again, we just wanted to note that it was determined that this development will have minimal impact to the level of service and delay. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. This is a public hearing. If there's anyone here who'd like to speak on this item, you can come up, state your name and address for the record. You'll have 3 minutes to speak. And
good evening, Planning Commissioners. My name is Melissa Brisoff, and I live in this region. My concern to have an additional gas station is based on the safety, which, thank you, that she had just talked about, because I think about these underground tanks. I think about, you know, this construction that will be taking place, the multiple vehicle accidents which do occur, a lot of the drag racing that happens in this area, and leading to the violence. But one of the key factors is that we also have a church which has the private school, okay? And you have children in this area, you know, during the school year. That is another factor to keep in mind. Is I'm speaking on behalf of the children, the welfare of the children. Also, I think about the personal connection which the current customers at these existing gas stations have had with their with the gas stations Sunoco and BP. And lastly, there's this rising competition with the electric and hybrid vehicles, which will be lessening the demand of gas in the upcoming years, you know, impacting the amount of profit for these gas stations. Okay, thank you for your time.
thank you, ma'am. Is anyone else would like to come up and speak?
Good evening. My name is Mary Kay Logan. I live on the First Street, south of 14 Mile, east off of Ryan Road. This is going to have a traffic impact. Whatever the results showed, that's fine. I currently have so much traffic, they're U-turning because they're missing entrances to the strip plaza. They're missing the entrances to the condos. This used to be a community that was a neighborhood. It's turning into retail. Do we need another gas station? I would say no. You have a gas station that's been there for 22 years at the BP. They've supported the community. They've improved their property. I know this would be a huge revenue for the city of Warren with this new gas station, but I'd like you to consider the residents of the immediate area. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am.
Good evening. My name is Carlos Santilla, and I'm here on behalf of the Chaldean Chamber of Commerce and its members, including the BP. Just give me, I prepared the traffic study also. Obviously similar, but not totally the same as CESC prepared. Anyways, my biggest change here is obviously Speedway is a new, is going to be a new facility. Their traffic person has basically the same numbers that I have. Actually, they're probably the same, because I believe I use the same book to get it out of. But there's some additional information that we have that is not, wasn't presented. For example, there's a 38,000 square foot Limon Market that's being constructed right now in the northwest corner of 14 Mile and Ryan, behind the 7-Eleven, with access out to also to both Ryan and to 17 Mile, and also an additional 48,000 square foot, I believe it's called CK Market, which was the closed Gardner White location at the southeast corner. And also there's an expansion of 500 feet or 500 seats to the Iona Mosque that's located at Ryan and 12 Mile, and they definitely have impact in this area. There's a lot of...
Sir, you need to wrap up your comments. Your 3 minutes is almost up.
I'm sorry, I got a lot more to say here, but I can keep it as short as possible. We talked about the traffic counts. I have the traffic counts basically the same as theirs. So the other thing that I'd like to point out
Sir?
is that...
Your 3 minutes is up at this time. Thank you, though.
Well, thank you, sir.
You're welcome.
Hi, good evening. My name is Fadil Abbas. I'm living around the place of 14 Mile Road and Rhine. And I just moved from New York City to Michigan because there's a lot of traffic there. I can't work, I can't park. And from 1 year ago, I moved to this place. I don't mean to specific gas stations, Speedway or other one, but I mean the gas station specifically. It's caused a lot of traffic. I'm the parent of 4 kids. I have 3 kids had injury from last year till last week. So last year, my daughter, she had big accident at the corner, and she injured. She was driving, and other 2 kids, they was just passenger with my neighbor, and they have another accident, and they still get treatment until now. So 3 kids, 16, 18, and 20 years old. And today in the morning, there is accident. So last week, we have accident. I have little boy, 7 years old. He can't go outside or something. We watch, so the window in front of the Rhine Road, and we saw a lot of accidents. So I recommend if they can do like urgent care, something help the community, it will be so fine. Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir.
Yes.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Miriam, and I'm the owner of Express Hot Chicken, which is located at 31875 Ryan Road. As a concerned member of the community, I strongly oppose the proposed construction of a Speedway gas station. While additional service may appear beneficial on the surface for the long-term consequence, but for the short term, I don't think this is gonna work. Gas stations carry significant environmental risk, like releasing toxic fumes and other which contributes to respiratory and other health issues. Constant noise and bright lighting and heavy traffic, especially 24/7 operation, would severely disrupt the peace and the safety of families, seniors, and the school-age children living nearby. In addition, with environmental and health concerns, these proposed development threaten the survival nearby these small businesses, because Speedway is a large national chain which undercut like local family-owned gas stations, convenience stores, and food shops. Those local businesses are the backbone of our community. They provide personalized service, keep money circulating locally, and contribute to the unique character of our neighborhood. So allowing the national chain to dominate the area may cause smaller shops to close, weakening the local economy and eroding the community feel that residents values. Rather than approving a gas station, city planners should consider alternative that meet real community needs, for example, like a daycare or a urgent care that would offer accessible medical services, ease the burden on overcrowded emergency rooms that improve public health, especially for those who lack access to regular primary care. I would respectfully urge city officials to reject the Speedway proposal and invest in development that truly benefits our community. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am.
Good evening, Commissioner. My name is Attorney Alex Ayar. I represent the Chaldean Chamber of Commerce. I'm with the law firm Williams, Ratner, and Plunkett, PC. A vital role of this commission is to protect the health, safety, and welfare of the men, women, and children of this community from projects that pose a danger to them. At the prior meeting, the plan at issue already failed twice. It was brought to a vote twice and failed to secure the 5 concurring votes required by this commission's own laws. That should have ended it. The bylaws are clear. After 2 failed votes, the application is deemed denied. So it is our position that it is not appropriate by this commission to even have this vote in the first place. 2 votes were taken, both votes were already denied. Now let's talk about the traffic study that was submitted today by Mr. Santia, who recently spoke. According to the report by Traffic Engineering Consultants, Inc., Mr. Santia's company, from 2020 to the present, there have been about 250 crashes at the intersection of 14 and Ryan, about 250. Now, imagine what happens when you put a high-volume gas station on that intersection. It doesn't take an expert to understand what happens. A greater likelihood of accidents, traffic incidents, and injury. The crash count is expected to rise. This isn't speculation, this is data. This is about public policy and public safety and responsible governance. The safety of the motorists and the citizens must be protected. We urge you to do the right thing, to uphold the law, protect the public, and either do one of 2 things. 1, deny this item at issue, or at a minimum, table it so you can have an opportunity to review the traffic study by Mr. Santia that was just submitted this morning, so you can have a vote that's educated based on all the evidence that was presented to you. So we would urge you to either deny this at issue or at least table it to give yourself an opportunity to review the traffic study submitted this morning by Mr. Santia. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, sir.
Good evening. My name is Stephen Corks, and I live a couple of blocks south of 14 Mile on Ryan. And a few years ago, my wife was involved in a hit-and-run accident in that intersection. It's very bad, and I don't know all these numbers, where they're getting these numbers from, but it's every other week there are accidents there, and we get to see that every day. So an idea of a business there, that's just gonna make it worse. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
My name's James LaBelle. I live on Tuxedo Drive, which is the first street south of 14 Mile off Ryan. I agree with all the things that these people have been saying about the traffic. One of my main concerns is when the developer that built the Sahara, the little strip mall there, just in between the gas station and my street, a lot of shenanigans went on when he was building those structures. And I know for a fact, a lot of bribes were taken. But here's the thing. There's a driveway that services the Bellagio and the Sahara, just one driveway with 3 lanes on it. Now, any given day of the week, you gotta understand, any given day of the week, traffic on Ryan is backed up past my street. I have trouble getting into my street. The main reason for that is where they placed that entrance to the Sahara, it's a bakery, and the Bellagio. Why? I heard that the owner of that Sahara wants to put another entrance in further south on Ryan, which would really ease off, because most of your accidents are occurring going into that. I was one of them, going in there. You've got people heading north, people turning south, and then people trying to get in, all in one entrance.
Sir,
The wise thing I think to do would be
Sir,
to...
excuse me 1 second. Can you make your comments dealing with the 7-Eleven?
Well,
And says,
yeah,
I know Sahara's
but
across
this
the
is all
street.
part of it, because listen, what these people are talking about, extra traffic, extra people running out, it's all related. The intersection in itself is dangerous, but not for just one reason. There's multiple things at play here, okay? And we've got light pollution, sound pollution. We already have 2 gas stations at the intersection. Why do we need a third? Can't you find something that would be a little more friendly to the surrounding citizens and that area than another gas station?
Sir, you need to wrap up your comments.
Are you telling me to sit down?
Well, you've got about 23 seconds.
Well, just think about it, okay? Just
Thank you, sir.
consider it. If the guy from Sahara wants to put a driveway and a second entrance further south on Ryan, it would be beneficial to everybody around there. You're not gonna have these T-bone accidents. I was one of them. 500 feet from my house, totaled a car because of the craziness.
Thank you, sir. Anyone else like to comment on this item?
My name is Stephen Bressler. I live just north of the intersection on 14 and Ryan. And one point I'd like to bring up that nobody else has is I bought my first home when I was 20 years old, and I'd like that home to still have appreciating value. And I don't believe that having another gas station when we already have 2 at this intersection is helping anybody who's a homeowner and having value into their homes, as well as every other point that everybody has made. It's not necessary. Warren has the most gas stations in Michigan, and not only are we devaluing people's homes, we're devaluing small business owners like BP or Sunoco that it's already been there. And I don't know what the point is, and and I would even like to ask you guys a question of like, do we all think it's necessary? I don't, and a lot of other people who've petitioned, who've supported the other businesses there, it's not very necessary. And like I said, as being a homeowner at 20 years old, I want my house to be able to appreciate and value, and I think there's other businesses that can be put in place that can help everybody out in that situation. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Good evening, everyone.
Good evening.
I'm here really for that matter, and we don't need no more gas station in all this area. and we got enough. All my comment is, it's, you know, we don't need, that's it. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Does anyone else like to speak on this item?
My name is Rafi Elsha, and I just had a question, like what would this Speedway gas station bring inside the store and outside the store that's not available at the 7-Eleven or at the other two stations? So basically, Four Corners will be a convenience stores. So we'll end up having 4 convenience stores in one corner, plus the effects on the ice cream shops, the chicken places, the pizza places. Speedway sells everything that's gonna harm everybody around you, and then you will see the signs in those plazas for lease, just people closing down. It's gonna end up being another, like, we'll have a bunch of plazas out of small businesses. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Does anyone else like to speak on this item? Seeing none, we'll turn it over to commission.
Mr. Chairman, I'd like to make a motion to approve with discussion.
Chairman, I second that motion. There's a motion by Commissioner Duzay, supported by Mr. Kalawati. Go ahead with the discussion.
Couple of things. First of all, Ron, is this in a floodplain at all from Red Run Drain?
No, the answer is no. It is not in a floodplain.
Okay. Next, 158,000 bond, is that going to be sufficient to make sure that they do everything that they say they're going to do?
We believe so. They have a relatively landscaped area there right now on the corner.
Right.
And they'll add to it to some degree, but that certainly will cover the cost.
All right, fair enough. Thank you very much.
All right, Bob.
The last thing, because I wanted to see the residents have a meeting with Speedway. They went out, they had the meeting, and about 15 people showed. We've got more than that here, so either the timing was off or people just didn't want to go. That being said, I said it before and I'll say it again. That corner, there are suggestions of putting in healthcare, there's suggestions on a variety of things. Well, Rite Aid couldn't make it there. The bank couldn't make it there. The Ryan Roadhouse restaurant that was there couldn't make it there. They've tried. Across the street in Sterling Heights, I think it was either a Kroger or a Farmer Jack that's now a Hall. Bellagio is gorgeous, but it used to be a jewelry store, Foland's. And the Gardner White that's been brought up here supposedly is now going to be a market or something else. I take issue with some of these traffic studies basically because I think the traffic is very, very goofed up because of 696. They closed down 696, so of course traffic over the intersections and the roads through Warren are going to be filled up with a lot of cars and so on, because there's no other way to go east and west. That being said, I think this is a decent development for this area. I don't think it's gonna hurt property values. And I support this development. Thank you, Mr. Chair.
Thank you, sir. Anyone else?
Commissioner Chair?
Go ahead.
Okay, I second a lot of the comments that Commissioner Ducey said. I would almost have to say, if you do put a daycare or urgent care, throughout those usually are also, if I'm not mistaken, 24 hours, and those also can increase traffic, you know. Well, please, will you?
Excuse me. The public participation is closed at this time. Please hold your responses.
I'm entitled to my comments.
We're dealing with the commission right now. If anybody can't hold their responses, we can have an officer come up and escort them out.
Thank you, Commissioner Chair.
Go ahead.
These are just my personal opinions. Okay, and I think it would be a good development for that area. It's been vacant for a few years, as like Commissioner Ducey has said. Other businesses have tried. They're willing to come in, develop it as far as environmental. I have, like I spoke before, as far as the gas tanks that are below, those are environmentally controlled by the government. There are government regulations on how they are to be buried and how they are controlled. And no more, I don't see any environmental concerns as far as I'm concerned. So I will definitely support this, this development. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir. Anyone else want to speak on it? Mr. Ansar?
I call petitioner. Petitioner, please come to the microphone. I think Cecil mentioned that you guys are closing one of the speedway which is located on 14 and Dequinder. Is it confirmed that you are going to close this speedway which is located on 14 and Dequinder within a year, as you mentioned in your earlier speech?
That is correct, next year.
Okay, I think another question I have, Cecil mentioned that you guys gonna have an infrastructure for the charging station. When is demand there, then you're gonna implement this charging station. Is it?
Yeah, so what we do on the sites is we actually design it so that it's ADA accessible, so when it's time to add it, we can add the electric infrastructure to add the chargers. So we have green area kind of set aside for that infrastructure along the parking all the way to the west side that would allow that addition if and when the need is necessary.
So you will have an infrastructure for the charging station.
Yes, we're not going to put in the electric at the time, but
All right,
it will
all right.
have room and be set up to add it.
Thank you.
Yep.
Thank you, guys. And also, I see a lot of constituents out here with the sign that no more gas station in Warren. I just wanna say a few things. Look, planning department and planning commission. Planning department are bound to follow the ordinance. City of Warren ordinance allow any more gas station. For that, I personally as a commissioner, I think council has the authority to change the ordinance. Planning department, planning commission has no authority to change or do anything about this thing. Yes, we as a planning commissioner, we make decision based on, you know, the residents and neighborhood betterment. But no more gas station ordinance amendment, only council can do it. If you have this kind of concern, I respect your opinion, but council has the authority to amend that, you know, ordinance to limit this thing. So I hope you guys understand that commission has no right to change any kind of things. We have to follow the ordinance. And at the same time, any of resident or any business owner, when they apply for any site plan, planning department are bound to follow the ordinance. Thank you so much.
Anyone else? Okay, to the petitioner, good evening. I did some review on the traffic study myself. I looked at the one from Cisco, I looked at the one from TIA, which we just got today. And there's a couple things that I've learned looking at the traffic study. And one is, on your type of crash types, most of your crash types are angle or rear end, okay? The lighting in those conditions, 42 of the crashes were during the day. The weather conditions, 38 of them, it was clear. The road conditions, 38 of them were dry. The hazard action is failure to yield or unable to stop. And with that, that's telling me that we've got distracted drivers out there that aren't paying attention to what's going on in the roads. Because, I mean, you got people still texting on the phones even though they're not supposed to be. You know, like I say, I think it's mostly because the two highest hazards was not being a failure to yield and distracted driving. And it's 109 of it is vehicle accidents. So another part of this traffic study was interesting, I found, is that most accidents happen on Friday between 1 and 3. And there are also accidents that happen between Wednesday between 2 and 3. And there's a few that act between 8 and 9 in the evening on Monday and on Friday. So there's certain days of the week that you have more accidents than anything else. So we have to look at what kind of situations are happening in those areas where the accidents are there. But I still feel that the bottom line is distracted drivers are causing the accidents. If you put a car on the road, it's not gonna cause an accident. You know, people have to pay more attention to what's happening. So even with the increase in traffic, the problems on the freeway being diverted, it's still about paying attention to what's going on around you. And basically, that's all I have to say. Anyone else have anything to say? Commissioner Badecki?
I'd like to say I appreciate the support of our community when there are concerns that upset people, and I'm glad you're speaking out and coming out. I also can say that I've been in Warren off of Ryan Road for over 30 years, and Ryan Road's bad. It is a well-traveled place. Whether it's Mountain Road or 696 or whatever, it's bad. But I do also want to say that we do not want empty buildings. And I would love to see daycares and that, but they're not here, they're not coming. And us as a city, we need to grow and survive. But thank you.
Anyone else have anything to say? I got one last comment. Of the 241 accidents over the last 6 years, if you divide that by 6 years, that works out to 40 a year. If you divide that by 12 months, it works out about 3 accidents a month. So, I mean, it's really not a big rate of accidents, but like I say, if we can be more conscious of how we drive, I think it'll solve the issue. Roll call, please.
Commissioner Ansar? I'm sorry, I'm gonna start with the people who made motions, so sorry about that. Commissioner Duze?
Yes.
Commissioner Halawadi?
Yes.
Commissioner Ansar?
Yes. Chair, can I say a few words with that?
What, we're doing the
I
vote
just
right
wanna,
now.
I just wanna mention comment. I just wanna,
But we're doing the vote right now. Okay. I gave you a chance to say what you had to say.
Commissioner Hawk?
Yes.
Commissioner Chowdhury?
Yes.
Commissioner Mori votes yes. Commissioner Baneki?
Yes.
Commissioner Smith?
Yes to approve. Motion passes. Thank you, Commissioners. We're going to take a 5-minute recess to let people get resettled back down again.
There is one, I changed my mind. Same one, remember that even me, they could have
It'll take 5 minutes right now. I set my clock.
finish it.
This one is behind the building.
Yeah, they do have an parking space.
Well said. Well said. No, you said it right. But, you know, we can't hire.
Issue is they're coming every time.
And that's what they're saying.
Look, ordinance, we cannot change it. We have nothing to do. If you want to change this thing, go to the council.
I spoke to council about this personally. I'm not going to say which one.
There's nothing we can do.
He says there's nothing you can do, you know, as a planning commission. Keep, you know, limit the amount.
No, limit. Only council can limit.
Yeah, they can. We can't. He agreed. How many concerns?
That's why I was like, I should mention this thing. They will understand that this is, you know, you can come with a concern, go to the council, change the ordinance.
Well, that's who you should come.
We're going to resume our meeting in about 1 minute, so if you want to get situated again, we'll get started in about a minute.
Is it like a written letter? We don't need to read that, do we?
No, no. Postponed to July 28th. Good evening. We'll resume our commission meeting now. As we resume, I'd like to recognize our ex officio, Councilman McGee. So, item number 6B.
Item number 6B, site plan for outdoor storage of construction materials and equipment located on the south side of 10 Mile Road, approximately 159.1 feet west of Groesbeck Highway. 14000 and 13970 10 Mile Road, Section 25, Mark Titini and Mark Titini / Rhino Utility and Rental Inc., PSP 250013. This was postponed from April 28, 2025. The petitioner requests and the planning department recommends that this item remain postponed to July 28, 2025. Thank you.
I need a motion to postpone this item to July 28, 2025.
Commissioner Chair, I make a motion to postpone this till July 28th.
Support Commissioner Chowdhury.
That's a motion by Commissioner Halawadi, supported by Commissioner Chowdhury. Roll call.
Commissioner Halawadi?
Yes.
Commissioner Chowdhury?
Yes.
Commissioner Ansar?
Yes.
Commissioner Duze?
Yes.
Commissioner Hawk?
Yes.
Commissioner Mori votes yes for the postponement. Commissioner Benecki?
Yes to postpone.
Commissioner Smith?
Yes to postpone to July 28, 2025. Item number 6C.
Item number 6C, site plan for building addition located on the northwest corner of 12 Mile Road and Longview Avenue, 8425 12 Mile Road, Section 10, Cindy Lamba / CSI Office Building LLC, Melvin Hudson / CSI Office Building LLC, PSP 250020. Thank you.
Is the petitioner here this evening? Good evening, sir. You want to come up and tell us a little bit about your project?
Great, thank you. Good evening. My name is Melvin Hudson with CSI, and I brought Dan Hazenberg from our architect, Fusco, Schaefer, and Pappas. So CSI is a nonprofit affordable housing provider for seniors. Our headquarters is at 8425, and we're in 4 states. And so this is our main office building. We've been there since 2007, and we've got a cramped front reception area, and so we just wanted to bump it out a couple feet. So this is a really small addition. It's 490 square foot. We're looking to just increase our front lobby and reception area.
Thank you, sir. Correspondence?
Correspondence, taxes current, AT&T. AT&T does not object to the building addition. We do have facilities that serve the building, but I don't think they will be affected. Please let the petitioner know that if any conflicts are discovered, they should contact Joe Sikorsky to discuss options. Joe can be reached at 586-764-8261 or js3649@att.com. Comcast. In response to your utility request for the above project, please refer to the attached map for the location of Comcast CATV/fiber facilities. Aerial cables are highlighted in orange for fiber and yellow for coax cable. Underground is highlighted in blue for fiber and green for coax cable. If we can be of further assistance, please feel free to contact us by email at ccc.utilityrequest@teamsigma.com. DTE. DTE Electric Company has reviewed the site plan for building addition. DTE Electric Company has no objection to the above request impacting 8425 12 Mile Road, Section 10, per the site plan provided. If you have any questions, please do not hesitate to contact me at 586-783-1978. MCPWO. The Macomb County Public Works Office, MCPWO, has reviewed the site plan for the project referenced above and has determined the proposed site disturbance is less than 1 acre and will not require stormwater review from this office. If required, please reach out to me at wesley.jonick@macombgov.org or 586-469-5961 for a no objection letter from this office. Thank you.
Thanks, Madam Secretary. Planning Department's recommendation.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. The recommendation is as follows. It is recommended that the site plan for building addition to existing professional office be approved with the standard conditions of the Planning Commission and more specifically. Number 1, 5 copies of revised site plans shall be submitted indicating the following. A, the bearings and distances shall be provided on the property lines of the site plan. B, all utilities shall be indicated on the site plan. 1C, update the zoning in the site data chart and indicate the zoning designations on the site plan as follows. C1, local business district, that would be the south 165 feet, and P, parking district, the north 105 feet. 1D, provide the zoning district R3 to the north property and C2 to the west property on the plan. 1E, provide additional information in the site data chart as follows, and that is number 1, the existing building square footage, number 2, the proposed building addition square footage, number 3, the total proposed building square footage, including both the existing and proposed, 4, the square footage of the accessory building, the existing garage. 1F, provide additional dimensions on the site plan as follows. Number 1, from the existing building to the property lines, from the proposed addition to the property lines. Number 3, from the existing garage to the property lines. And number 4, the existing trash enclosure to the property line. 1G, a note shall be provided stating open storage of materials shall not be permitted on the site. 1H, the internal parking spaces shall measure a minimum 9 feet by 20 feet. The parking spaces along a property line shall measure a minimum 9 feet by 22 feet. The maneuvering lanes shall be a minimum 22 feet. Update the site plan to meet the minimum standards. It appears that the parking spaces are scaling at 18 feet, can be increased as the maneuvering lanes are scaling at 25 feet and can be reduced. Let me see here. 1I, the plan indicates 5 accessible parking spaces, 1 van size. Provide the dimensions of the accessible spaces on the site plan. Additionally, one of the accessible parking spaces does not have an adjacent access aisle. Ensure the plan, meets ADA requirements. 1J, update the parking requirement per section 4.32, number 19 of the zoning ordinance for professional offices as follows, and that is A, 1 parking space for every 200 square feet of gross floor area, and B, 3 1/2 stories minimum, calculated as follows. Gross floor area of the building, that is out-to-out dimensions of the building multiplied by a factor of 80%, and that result divided by 200, which result will give parking requirement. There have been variances obtained in the past. However, depending upon the current calculation of variance from the Zoning Board of Appeals may be required to waive additional parking. 1K, a note shall be provided stating all lighting on the site shall be shielded and not encroach upon abutting properties. The light fixtures, pole and base shall be no higher than 20 feet as measured from the top of the light fixture to the bottom of the base at ground level. All glare shall be eliminated from all light fixtures. Upward directed lighting shall not be permitted. 1L, the right-of-way widths of 12 Mile and Longview Avenue shall be indicated on the site plan. 1M, a note shall be provided stating all landscaped areas shall be automatically irrigated. 1N, add add three 5-foot-tall arborvitae plants installed between each of the trees in the setback, and that is along the east side along Longview Avenue, per Planning Commission approval. And excuse me, that's incorrect. Or no, I guess that is correct. Planning Commission approval on September 25th, 1978. 1O, label the 6-foot-high concrete panel wall and the decorative black metal fence located along part of the east property line, along the west property line, and between the west side of the building and the west property line on the site plan. Include the height for both. 1P, the public sidewalk shall be labeled on the site plan. Condition number 2, 2 copies of revised surveys shall be submitted indicating the following, and that is the legal description does not match city records and shall be revised. Condition number 3, the following variance may need to be obtained from the Zoning Board of Appeals prior to the release of the site plan to the building division, and that is to waive additional parking depending upon the results of the updated parking calculation. And finally, we have number 4, a performance bond in the amount of $6,000 be posted according to the estimated cost of $200,000 by the petitioner. So with that, Mr. Chair, the recommendation is submitted. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Worth. This is a public hearing. If anyone would like to speak on this item, please come forward, state your name and address for the record, and you'll have 3 minutes to speak. Seeing none, we'll turn it over to the commission.
Motion to approve site plan.
Supported.
There's a motion by Commissioner Ansar, supported by Commissioner Hott. Any discussion?
Mr. Chairman,
Go ahead, Commissioner Dusey.
we've got something hanging out from 1978.
How'd that happen?
Is there an outstanding bond on this? Have you guys been paying on a bond from 78?
No, there's no outstanding bond. They just, they never did complete the planting of those arborvitae. It was overlooked, even by planning staff back then.
Oh, boy.
But not by us.
Fair
this
enough.
time.
It was the old rookies, right?
I guess so.
Thank you, Ron.
All right,
Thank you,
welcome.
Mr. Chairman.
Thank you, sir. Anyone else?
To the petitioner, if you want to come on up to the podium. Did you guys get a chance to review the recommendations, and do you agree with all the recommendations?
We have reviewed the recommendations. There's a couple items. Did we want to discuss the parking? I guess, we'll run the calculations on the parking for the way he had expressed it. We did do a site plan approval in, I think, 2007, like right when we bought the building. There was a full site plan approval and a reworking of the whole parking lot then. I don't know, I think that parking we might be a little off.
Sir, please keep your comments into the mic so we can hear
I'm
you.
sorry, I'm sorry. So yeah, the parking, we might have a bit of an issue with being slightly less than the number in the calculations that were requested. So I'm not sure what our best bet is on that.
Is that something you would probably work it out with Ron and the?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think so. I think we'll submit based on what he's asking for here and
Work it out with them?
comply. Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
What's the other thing?
Thank you. Anyone
Oh,
else?
go ahead, Dan.
I was just gonna say, when did you guys move in?
2007, so yeah,
Yeah.
the 1978 would have been.
Yeah, that,
Would
I
be
don't know
progress.
that applies to the current.
But we're happy to plant the trees
All
if
right,
that's what's
thank
needed.
you. Commissioner Ansar? You had something to say? He's good. Anyone
I'm
else
good.
have anything to say?
She already said what I wanted to say.
To the petitioner, I got a couple questions. First of all, you said the addition was 490 square feet,
Yes.
and in your letter of intent that you submitted with your application, it says that the building is 490 square feet, addition approximately 20 by 24 feet at the main entrance of our office building. And that's how you get the 490 square feet.
Well, I do a lot of approximations, I apologize. It's 490 is the actual square footage. I was just showing that it was in rough figures, like 20 by 24. We're just
But
bumping
my
from-
problem is, you look at the drawing, the area of the building is 19 feet, 5.5 inches by 12 foot, 3 inches. That little square is 12 foot 3 by 19, 5.5 going across. And that's not 20 by 24.
Well, there's an overhang on the building that is a roof structure that reaches out past it, that doesn't show it. Do you want to explain it, Dan?
Yeah, so there's roughly about 8 or so feet underneath the building to get to the main entrance currently that is being renovated. And on the ground floor, that's part of the addition. When you're looking at it from the site plan, it doesn't increase any more the footprint.
Okay, now I'm looking at the elevation shot on the building and the EF, the insulated panels that you're putting on it. If you look at the dimensions going across the front, the dimensions add up to 19 feet, 8.5 inches. And if you look at the side view, the dimensions add up to,
He's right here.
hold on a
He's in-
second.
We're 20 across, and then he's adding up these dimensions.
You look at the side view, I didn't take a picture of that. I took a picture of it, but I didn't. But actually, it's,
That's what that's put in.
it's more than the 12 feet. So,
Yeah, that's part of the, it's,
that's the siding that you're putting in. But see, it's still not 20 by 24. The bottom line is what I'm getting at, so.
Right, I think what he's saying is if you were to, I should have sent a couple of pictures over so you could have saw, but what happens is when you're looking at the front of the building right now, the
Mhm.
storefront is inset
Right.
into the building. So
Right.
that adds to the amount of distance. But we can,
Well, I was just looking at the drawing and what I'm seeing, and I looked at what your dimensions were, and I was just trying to figure out where you came up with the extra footage, you know.
right.
But I was just commenting on that, so. Does anyone else have anything else to say? All right. Roll call. That was a motion by Commissioner Ansar, supported by Commissioner Hawk. Roll call.
Commissioner Ansar,
Yes, to approve.
Commissioner Hawk,
Yes.
Commissioner Duze,
Yes, to approve.
Commissioner Halawadi,
Yes to approve.
Commissioner Chowdhury,
Yes, to approve.
Shmori votes yes, Commissioner Benecki,
Yes to approve.
Commissioner Smith.
Yes to approve. Good luck with the project, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Have a good evening. Sorry for the delay this evening.
No worries.
Thank you for your patience.
Thank you.
Item number 6D.
Item number 6D, site plan for religious center building addition to add second story located on the north side of 12 Mile Road, approximately 1,137 feet west of Mount Road, 5491 12 Mile Road, Section A, Ruhul Mumin / Center for Dawa and Research, Inc., PSP 250021. Thank you.
Thanks, Madam Secretary. Is the petitioner here this evening? Good evening, sir.
Good
Tell us a
afternoon,
little bit.
Chairman.
Tell us a little bit about your project.
Good evening, Mr. Chairman and the members of the Planning Committee. My name is Mohammed Siddiq, and I am the project director for the Center for Dawa and Research, Incorporated. I'm here today to kindly ask your support and approval for a meaningful addition to our center. This is a revised version of a project that was approved back in 2014, but we could not move forward at the time due to some unexpected challenges Now, with our growing community, we are bringing it back, updated, and improved, while still following the original guidelines. We plan to build a two-story addition, about 5,800 square feet, with a new prayer hall on the first floor and the library and the research center on the second. These spaces will help us grow spiritually and educationally and better serve the whole community. We are also planning to improve the parking and make traffic flow better inside our property. These changes will reduce problems, ease congestion, and make things better for everyone, especially our neighbors and drivers along 12 Mile Road. This project is not about more space. It's about making our service more welcoming to the community, more useful, and being a positive part of the city of Warren. Thank you for your time and support. I look forward working together with you and happy to answer any of your questions.
Thank you, sir. Correspondence?
Correspondence, taxes current, AT&T. AT&T does not object to the proposed building addition, but we do have a concern to look into. Per the site plan, there is a power pole to be relocated to allow for the addition. It looks like we may have service wires on that pole that will need to be relocated before the work can be proceeded. I will be sending the information over to the area engineer, Christine Chozonsky, to look into, but please advise the petitioner to reach out to Christy also to verify if any relocations are needed, or if it needs to go to our billing group for the facility moves. Christy can be reached at cs3921@att.com or 586-322-8179. Comcast. In response to your utility request for the above project, please refer to the attached map for the location of the Comcast CATV/fiber facilities. Aerial cables are highlighted in orange for fiber and yellow for coax cable. Underground is highlighted in blue for fiber and green for coax cable. If we can be of further assistance, please feel free to contact us by email at cccutilityrequest@teamsigma.com. MCPWO. The Macomb County Public Works Office, MCPWO, has reviewed the site plan for the project referenced above and has determined the proposed site disturbance is less than 1 acre and will not require a stormwater review from this office. If required, please reach out to me at wesley.jonick@macombgov.org or 586-469-5961 for a no objection letter from this office. Thank you.
Thanks, Madam Secretary.
I do have more letters that were sent over that I'll also, actually one letter, and a couple of petitioners have signed, so I'll go ahead and read that letter.
Go ahead.
This was sent from Dr. Durdana Rahman on May 27, 2025. To Ron Worth, Planning Director, I hope this message finds you well. Please find attached a letter of support for the proposed extension for the Center of Dawah and Research located at 5491 East 12 Mile Road, Warren, Michigan 48092. This matter is scheduled for a site plan hearing on June 2nd, 2025. To help streamline the hearing and avoid unnecessary congestion, a total of 57 neighbors and community attendees have signed this letter in support of the project. I kindly request that you forward the attached letter to the Planning Commissioner and relevant members for their review ahead of the hearing. Thank you for your time, consideration, and continued service for our city. Thank you. And petitioner, so this petition, as it was mentioned, it was signed by 57 neighbors. And I'll go ahead and read the petition. Petition to approve new site plan for prayer hall expansion. Dear honorable members of the Planning Commission, we, the undersigned, respectfully petition the City of Warren Planning Commission to approve a new site plan for the construction of a prayer hall extension at the Center of Dawah and Research, located at 5491 East 12 Mile Road in Warren, Michigan. Although a site plan was previously approved in 2014, construction was not initiated due to a lack of funding at that time. As that plan has since expired, we are now applying for a new approval to meet the current and growing needs of our community. The Center for Dawa and Research continues to serve as a vital place of worship and community gathering. The proposed expansion will greatly enhance the facility's ability to accommodate attendees comfortably and provide a more suitable place for prayer and community activities. We respectfully request your support and approval of the new site plan so that this important project may move forward. Our goal is to ensure that the facility remains a positive, well-maintained, and welcoming space for local residents and visitors alike. And we do have 57 neighbors and communities who have signed this.
All right, thank you, ma'am.
Thank you.
Planning Department's recommendation.
It is recommended that the site plan for the two-story building addition to an existing mosque be approved with the standard conditions of the Planning Commission, and more specifically, number 1, 5 copies of revised site plans shall be submitted indicating the following. 1A, a note shall be provided stating all outdoor retail sales of items shall be prohibited on the site. 1B, several dimensions on the site plan are not scaling to the dimensions listed on the plan. The plan preparer shall verify all the dimensions labeled on the site plan. The plan indicates the building addition is 68 feet wide, however, it is scaling at 63 feet. The setback from the building addition to the west property line is indicated at 42 feet, however, it's scaling at 38 feet. 1C, the square footage or acreage of disturbance shall be indicated on the site plan. For a disturbance over 1 acre, the site shall comply with the city's stormwater ordinance. A stormwater narrative shall be provided when disturbance exceeds 1 acre. 1D, the religious institution is reviewed per section 5.11 of the zoning ordinance. Add the standards of this section of the zoning ordinance to the site data chart. 1E, the site plan indicates the property is 0.86 acres and 37,372 square feet. However, city records indicate the property is 0.5 acres, which would amount to 37,026 square feet. Update the plan accordingly. 1F, clearly delineate where the parking lot will be reconstructed. The north approximately 114 feet of the parking lot is asphalt and not level with the south approximately 225 feet of the existing parking lot. 1G, the curbing around the parking lot shall meet City of Warren engineering standards. 1H, the parking spaces shall be changed from 18 feet in length to 20 feet in length. The minimum maneuvering lane width is 22 feet. The length shall be measured from the beginning of the parking stall. I, update the parking calculation on the site plan to 1 parking space per 300 square feet for the second story research / library area. This will require 7 parking spaces. J, the 36-foot wide cross-access easement along the west property line shall be clearly identified and indicated on the site plan. K, a note shall be provided stating all lighting on the site shall be shielded and not encroach upon abutting properties. The light fixtures, pole, and base shall be no higher than 20 feet as measured from the top of the light fixture to the bottom of the base at ground level. All glare shall be eliminated from all light fixtures. Upward directed lighting shall not be permitted. L, indicate all existing and proposed lighting on the site plan. M, a note is provided on the site plan that the contractor will provide greater detail later pertaining to the 5-foot wide landscape area. However, this information shall be provided on the site plan as part of this approval. N, instead of the 5-foot wide loose stone along the east and north edge of the parking lot, this area shall be provided with lawn and plantings, such as small shrubs, such as arrowwood viburnum or a sweetspire. In the northeast corner of the site, a deciduous tree shall be planted, such as a limelight hydrangea or serviceberry. O, a note shall be provided stating all landscape areas shall be automatically irrigated. P, the plan indicates the existing hard steel wire fence along the north property line is to remain. The existing fence is a chain link fence with vegetation growing on it. Update the type of fence located along the north property line. Q, trash enclosure is indicated in the site plan in the northwest corner of the site. Provide the following standard note on the plan, which is a trash enclosure measuring a minimum 10 feet by 10 feet, shall be constructed of 6-foot high brick embossed poured concrete walls with 45-degree angle cap, have screen gates and be placed upon a minimum 10 feet by 18 feet concrete pad that provides an 8-foot wide apron. Masonry blocks shall not be used as a construction material. And number 2, per field check of the site, the following items were observed. 2A, at present, there's a parallel parking space located along the chain link fence which separates the petitioner's property and the collision shop to the west. And on the fence, there's a sign that indicates a reserved parallel parking space for the imam. If this parking space is to remain, then it shall be dimensioned and labeled on the site plan. Number 2B, debris was identified in the northeast corner along the fence line and also the west fence line. Number 3, the planning staff has observed on numerous Fridays, which is the primary day of worship, the following issues. 3A, extreme disruption of traffic flow on 12 Mile Road before and after the worship service. The result is an unsafe scenario for the worshipers entering the site from the westbound right lane, which backs up at least 5 vehicles at the maximum, and worshipers using the eastbound center turn lane backs up 5 or more vehicles. 3B, worshipers attempting to leave the facility are mostly forced to exit westbound on 12 Mile Road. Congestion at the driveway and roadway intersection at times is at its maximum. 3C, designated worshipers locate themselves in the driveway and 12 Mile Road to direct traffic. These people at a minimum should be provided with orange vests. Warrant police officers should be those that are directing traffic. 3D, the worship times on Fridays shall be separated by at least a half hour to allow from safe entry and exit of the site for the worshipers and noted on the site plan. Number 4, the following variances may need to be obtained from the Zoning Board of Appeals prior to the release of the site plan to the Building Division. 4A, to construct the building addition along the east property line. That addition will align with the existing building. 4B, to waive the 6-foot high required poured concrete wall or 8-foot wide green belt along the north property line. And number 5, a performance bond in the amount of $24,000 be posted according to the estimated cost of $800,000 by the petitioner. Note, the Planning Commission currently retains a performance cash bond in the amount of $7,500 as a guarantee for site improvements, and that was from that previous project that was mentioned. Once the new bond is submitted for this new project, planning staff will add this old bond to a Planning Commission agenda to release that. And this ends the recommendation.
Thank you, Ms. Michelle.
Mr. Chair?
Yes.
One more letter was included, which I forgot to read. I would like to read that before the public comment starts.
Okay, go ahead.
Okay, so this was sent on, there's not a date, sorry about that, from MD Abdul Hakim. Dear honorable members of the Planning Commission, my name is MD Abdul Hakim and I am the owner of NYC Halal Eats located at 5377 12 Mile Road, just a few doors down from the Center of Dawah and Research. I am writing to express my full support for the proposed site plan and expansion of the prayer hall at the Center for Dawah and Research located at 5491 East 12 Mile Road in Warren. As a neighboring business, I have witnessed firsthand the positive impact this facility has had on the community and the surrounding area. The center brings consistent foot traffic, a family-friendly atmosphere, and a spirit of peace and cooperative to the neighborhood. An expansion of the prayer hall will not only benefit worshipers and community members, but it will also have a positive effect on local businesses like mine. Increased attendees and activities at the center naturally contribute to more visits to nearby establishments, which helps boost the local economy. It's truly a win-win for both the religious community and the business district. The Center for Dawah and Research has always been respectful, well-managed, and community-oriented. I strongly believe that this expansion will further enhance its role as a valuable asset to the city of Warren. I respectfully urge the Planning Commission to approve the site plan so this beneficial project can move forward. Thank you for your time and consideration. Sincerely, MD Abdul Hakim. Thank you.
Thanks, Madam Secretary. This is a public hearing. If anyone would like to speak on this item, please come up, state your name and address for the record, and you'll have 3 minutes to speak.
Good evening.
Good evening.
My name is Maria Hlak. I'm currently a college student, and I live just a few blocks away from the Center for Dawah and Research. I'm here today to support the new site plan. The center is a very, very important part of our community, and expanding it will make a huge difference, especially for young people like myself. Right now, the space is very limited. However, with the expansion, I believe that my community and I will be able to join the prayers more comfortably without all the crowding. It's a very peaceful place, and this improvement will definitely help better serve everyone in our community. So I kindly ask that you approve the plan. Thank you.
Thank you. Anyone else like to speak on this item?
Good evening.
Good evening.
My name is Shahriyar Rahman. I reside near the Center for Dawah and Research. I'm basically here today to support, to express my strong support for the proposed development plan for the facility. Due to the center's growing activities and increasingly daily visitors, there is a significant need for additional space. This newly proposed parking lot will offer tremendous capacity, ensuring ease of access for all the attendees. At the moment, the center faces spatial limitation, and this plan aims to resolve that effectively. Additionally, the improvement will not only create a welcoming environment for the community gatherings, but it will enhance the overall look of the building, making it more attractive to look at. I would say that this development will be highly beneficial for my family and children, and as well as the community. We will greatly enjoy visiting this center, and this proposed improvement will further enrich our experience and strengthen our connection with the community itself. So I respectfully request your approval for this plan, and I do thank you for your time and consideration. Thanks.
Thank you, sir. Anyone else like to speak on this item?
Good evening,
Good evening.
respected members of the Planning Commission. My name is Imran Ahmed, and I'm a neighbor to the Center for Dawah and Research. I'm here to support the proposed improvement to the facility. The center is growing, and more space is clearly needed. The newly resurfaced parking lot will be large enough to make access easier and safer for everybody. Currently, the space is limited, but the plan will help fix that. It will also provide a better place for the community gathering, and the new building will look beautiful. I respectfully ask you to approve this plan and support the continuous growth of our community. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Anyone else like to speak on this item?
Good evening. My name is Tanim Chowdhury. I live in south of 12 miles, and I'm a regular attendance to this place of worship. I think it's just asking a demand. We've been asking, hoping for this project to go forward. We had overcrowding issues, and attendees had to. We had overflow, and for city residents, as a city resident, we should be able to pray, be in the place of worships during the hot days and cold winter days, be able to accommodate our attendees safely. So I appreciate that the officials for that Center for Dawah that took that step to move this project forward, and to support that. We all been looking forward to this project, that this will go forward and accommodate the most our families, and especially children when they go, and for everybody. So I hope you take that in sincere considerations and approve this project to go forward. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Anyone else like to speak on this item? Seeing none, we'll turn over to the commission.
Commissioner Chair, I make a motion to approve with discussion.
Support, Maury.
There's a motion by Commissioner Halawadi, supported by Commissioner Maury. Go ahead with the discussion.
Can the petitioner step forward, please? I just have a couple quick questions. Thank you. Thank you. Sounds like very much needed. But just have a quick question on the recommendations from our planning department. Do you have any problems with any of them, especially like the traffic, like 1.3 that he brought up with the traffic flow coming in and out of your worship place?
That's one of the reasons we started this project. And one of the thing is the old building, the current building is, the main entrance is about just 20 feet off of 12 Mile Road.
Okay.
So what happens many times in Friday, the prayer time is about 10 minutes. Many times you have the attendees who bring their elderly parents, they just want to drop them off right next to the main entrance, which is about only 20 feet from 12 Mile Road. Although we remind them so many times, they don't want to listen, but we cannot force them to do anything. So one of the things we decided that, the best way to do it, if we can move the main entrance about 150 feet and face north of the building, and that's literally solve all the problem of 12 Mile Road.
Oh, thank you. That sounds like a very good idea. Trust me, I know what it is, dealing with sometimes changing old ideas.
Right.
Okay, that concludes my questions, Chair.
Thank you, sir. Anyone else?
Mr. Chair?
Yes, go ahead.
Oh, go ahead. I just have a quick question. So if this goes through and this gets approved, when will the construction start?
Construction should start within 2 to 3 months because the engineering department has to look at it after that as soon as, we are trying to bring the project before winter. So it depends on how we can work out with the engineering department, with the design and everything.
Is the current place going to be closed during construction?
No.
Okay. So you're still going to be having prayers the Friday and everything's going to still go on. With the second floor being added, are you going to have separate sections for women too? Or
that's another reason that we are also, the old portion will be fully devoted for women.
Okay. The first
yes,
floor?
Yes, current building right now will be devoted for women only.
Okay. That's all I have. Thank you.
Thank you. Anyone
Mr.
else?
Chair.
Mr. Ansar.
Our planning staff and our commissioner has a concern about the traffic, Friday prayer time traffic. I think, you guys reviewed the recommendation number 3, number 3C, designated worshippers locate themselves in the driveway and 12 Mile Road to direct traffic. These people at minimum should be provided with a orange vest. A warrant police officer should be the people directing traffic. I think you have this plan.
We actually have 2 persons with blue vest, directing the traffic for past almost 3 years. Many times what happens is we need additional people to control the traffic. We want to make sure that our community and our neighbors are being taken care of. And this is before the recommendation. We've been doing it for the past 3 years. Nobody has approached us. This is just for the sake of our neighbors and our business who are next door to us.
Thank you. I go to this mosque for prayers. So I know that you guys do this thing because planning staff also has a concern. Community has the same concern when especially any mosque is out there. So prayer times it's really traffic times. So community, commission, staff, everyone has a concern about this traffic. So thank you so much and good luck.
Thank you very much.
Commissioner Chair, I have a question. Did you guys get a chance to review all the recommendations, and do you agree with the recommendations?
Yes, we do.
Okay, and then another question. Do you have 2 separate Friday prayer times?
We do. Currently, we have 2 separate Friday prayers at 1 o'clock and at 2 o'clock.
2 o'clock, so that kind of eases off the congestion.
Yes. One of the reasons is this congestion, as I mentioned. We are also concerned before the Planning Commission. And that's one of the reasons we decided that we wanted to move the entrance at least 130 feet from the 12 Mile Road.
Yeah, that makes sense. Okay.
Anyone else?
Yes, Mr. President.
Go ahead, Mr. Commissioner Hall.
So I don't have a question. Actually, whatever question is already asked. So I'd like to give a thanks to petitioner. Those come up here and submit a courteous plan to serving the community. I have a chance to attend few times at their place. It is very nice place and is very helpful. They've been helping people for a long time. And I have a one question. So there is a gravel area on the north side of the parking lot. So what is your plan about?
That's the purpose of one of our extension. We are turning into a fully functional parking lot. That will be a new parking lot. That's something we're applying for.
On the north side?
North
Very
side,
nice,
yes,
sort of,
yes.
north, by the wood, right?
Right.
Okay. Good luck. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much.
You here.
Anyone else have anything to say?
Mr. Chairman,
Go ahead, Mr.
if I
Commissioner.
may,
Go ahead.
I think that moving the entrance and exit to the north side is going to alleviate a whole bunch of this stuff up and down 12 Mile Road. I used to know the fellow that used to own this building, and this was a restaurant, bar type situation at one point in time. Do you have any, did you guys buy the liquor license, get rid of the liquor license? Do you have any use for a liquor license?
I have no idea about any of those stuff.
I don't want to buy it. It's a fair question, because I remember going, there was a guy, I think on Tifa, that owned it.
Right.
That it was a decent restaurant, and I just wanted to know what happened with all the stuff previously.
Right.
But I commend you on doing this. It's nice to see, I hated to drive past it and seeing it empty.
If I find those information, I'll get back to you.
I'd appreciate it. Thank you very much. Thank you, Mr.
Thank
Chair.
you. Anyone else like to speak on this?
I have one question, Mr. President. Okay, how do you control the overflow? Do you have any, like,
We have
with the neighbors?
two personnel who currently controlling the Friday traffic, and also in a special day like Eat Traffic, we have two personnel. He's a U.S. veteran, U.S. Army veteran for almost 10, 15 years. So he's been voluntarily taking care of this responsibility.
No, I have a question, like, if you have a flooded traffic, the neighboring, so do you have any,
One of the things that
signs with?
yes, one of the things that we do, we close the parking. There is no entrance. Once the parking lot is full, we put cones in there and they have to go someplace else.
Thank you.
I have a question. So who monitors that? Like the person that's controlling the traffic?
Yes,
They close it off?
yes.
Okay.
Anyone else? To the petitioner, good evening, sir. I was by there and looked at the project today, and I was concerned with the traffic also. And you have an ingress, egress between your place and the collision shop next door?
We do. We do have, we don't use it yet, but we'll be using it. We do have an easement agreement with them to use their property line.
Okay, I talked to the gentleman that works there. He was saying that when you have services over there, you take cars and you block that, so there's no access to his property.
One of the things is we block them for their own safety, because we don't want anybody else to park in their property and bother them. That's one of the reasons we just stop it. If they want it, we would love to open it up.
Well, the problem was, you had it blocked at one time. He had a tow truck to come and get one of the cars in the shop, and the tow truck couldn't get into his place because it was blocked. Plus, there were people parking in his parking area that was at the service next door. And also, 2 doors down at the little strip mall, they were parking in there at the service. My concern is, how many people come to these services approximately?
We have currently about 55 spots, sometime when Friday prayer service comes in, maybe it gets a little bit overcrowded. We exactly don't have the numbers right now.
Because you have parking spaces for 75 people.
Right now, we do have 75 parking spaces.
But you don't, he was saying when your parking lot got full, that's when they start parking everywhere else. So if that parking lot's not being utilized all the way through, then that could cause the issue. But if you're gonna use the parking lot, redo the parking lot to where you end up having the 75 spaces, then there really shouldn't be any need for them to park anywhere else.
Exactly, that's one of the reasons we are extending the parking lot behind us. We only use only one portion of the parking lot. That's about like 2/3 of the parking lot we currently use, and we should be able to get few more, at least another 25 to 30 parkings once we implement the current extension.
Okay, and that wood fence that you got along the side there, that says that's being taken down?
There's we haven't taken down any fences yet. You know, I think one of the recommendation for the north of the building, which there's a chain link fence, and there's the state of Michigan, I think, restriction from, I think, state-owned property behind our building, which is the north of the building. You know, I think recommendation was to build a brick wall, you know, and there's a chain link fence already existed there. We are looking into variants regarding that to maintain the chain link fence. This way, it's better, we can see it, we'll have a better view of the wood behind the facility.
Our findings showed that the wood fence that is on the east side, where the the other mechanical shop is supposed to be removed.
There was no recommendation regarding that. I will take a look at it. If it's recommended, we'll remove that.
Okay, because the building itself, the edge of the building of your older building and the new one where it's attached is actually sitting right on the property line.
Right.
There's no distance from the property line to the building. So if you're gonna park cars along that area there, you have to have a 5-foot setback for the cars along that area.
Yes, we will do that.
Okay. I think it's a good idea as far as traffic-wise to bring the front door to the back, and therefore you may not even need the person in the street directing traffic.
Thank you.
So how long do these services go on for?
The Friday service it's basically 10 minutes. From people coming in and going, we finish it about 35 minutes. So we have 2 prayers on Fridays.
Okay. And so if you've got 55 people and you got 75 spaces, there shouldn't
Right.
be anybody parking outside anywhere else.
Right.
And that egress needs to be stayed open.
Right.
You know, and now, along the fence on the west side, there's a parallel parking spot for Iman.
Yes, we will be removing all of those parking because we have a new design that was submitted to the Planning Commission. We will be following those directions.
Okay. All right, very good, sir. If nobody else has any other questions? Do you have one? Oh, okay. Okay, that was a motion by Commissioner Halawadi. Sorry, and supported by Commissioner Mori. Roll call.
Commissioner Halawadi?
Yes.
Commissioner Mori votes yes. Commissioner Ansar?
Yes, to approve.
Commissioner Duze?
Yes.
Commissioner Hawk?
Yes.
Commissioner Chowdhury?
Yes to approve.
Commissioner Banaki?
Yes.
Commissioner Smith?
Yes to approve. Good luck with your project, sir. Item number 7, correspondence.
Item number 7, site plan for machine shop building addition located on the northeast corner of Miller Drive and Hollingston Worth Avenue, 6855 Miller Drive, Section 4, 6855 Miller Road, LLC, /Daniel Blake, dedicated machine /Daniel Blake, PSP 230011. Approved on May 8, 2023, conditions never completed, expired on May 8, 2025.
I need a motion to recognize the expired site plan.
Motion to recognize an expired site plan, Commissioner Chowdhury.
Support Duze.
There's a motion by Commissioner Chowdhury, supported Commissioner Duze. Roll call.
Commissioner Chowdhury?
Yes.
Commissioner Duze?
Yes.
Commissioner Ansar?
Yes.
Commissioner Halawadi?
Yes.
Commissioner Hawk?
Yes.
Commissioner Mori votes yes. Commissioner Banaki?
Yes.
Commissioner Smith?
Yes, to recognize the expired site plan. Item number 8, old business. 8A.
8A, site plan for new multifamily development as part of approved PUD located on the north side of 10 Mile Road, approximately 759.1 feet west of Shaner Road, section 23, 13041 10 Mile Road, Lorenzo Cavalier, Warren 10 Mile Residential LLC. PSP 220018, approved on June 13, 2022. First extension request approved to June 13, 2025. Petitioner is requesting a second one-year extension to June 13, 2026, postponed from May 12, 2025. Thank you.
I don't know if the petitioner has a representative here this evening, Mr. Cavallari? Okay. Then I need a motion to approve a second year. Oh. I didn't see you sneaking down. Good evening, sir.
Good evening, Mr. Chair and Commissioners. Lorenzo Cavalier, 30078 Shaner Road, Suite 300, Warren, Michigan. We're requesting an extension to our site plan approval for a project off of 10 Mile Road, which is a multifamily development of 1 and 2 bedroom and 1 and 2 bedroom apartment units, as well as 3 bedroom townhouse style with attached garage units.
So are you making a change in the plan, or you just need extension for get things working, or?
Tonight we're looking for an extension to the plan.
Okay. Are there going to be changes or just an extension?
Just an extension. We're considering possibly some changes, but if we do, we come before this commission to present them.
All right. Thank you, sir. Thank you for attending us tonight.
Thank you.
Okay. I need a motion for his.
Mr. Chairman, I'll make a motion that we grant the extension.
Support Commissioner Chowdhury.
There's a motion by Commissioner Tuesday, supported by Commissioner Chowdhury, to extend the extension to June 12th. Oh, no.
June 13th.
June 13th, 2026.
Yes.
Sorry about that. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Thank you, sir.
Thank you very much.
Have a good evening. Item 8B.
Item number 8B, site plan for building addition and relocation of existing fuel canopy located on the east side of DeQuinder Road, approximately 699 feet south of 14 Mile Road, 32600 DeQuinder Road, Section 6, Penske Truck Leasing Corp. CO / Mike Barnes, Justin Miller, PSP 230017, approved on June 12, 2023. Petitioner is requesting a one-year extension to June 12, 2026. Thank you.
Is the petitioner here? I see you coming down. Thanks for your patience for this evening.
Good evening. My name is Matt Hadar, representative with Kimley Horn on behalf of Penske. Addressed 3000 Town Center, Suite 2600, Southfield, Michigan. Here to just seek an extension for a site plan approval for the Penske facility. The owner delayed construction a few years back, but when the initial approval was granted in 23, due to some concerns with just finances and the phasing of the project. Since then, those issues have been resolved, and now they're seeking extension, which is due to expire this month. So.
All right. Very good, sir. Does anybody have any questions for him, or?
Motion. Motion for extension.
Huh?
Motion for 1 year extension.
Right. Are you making a motion?
Yes, I am.
Okay.
I support it.
That is Commissioner Ansari.
Supported by Commissioner Hawk.
Supported by Commissioner Hawk. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Congratulations, sir. You got your 1 year extension to June 12, 2026.
Thank you.
Thank you. Have a good evening.
You too.
Item number 8C.
Item number 8C, revised site plan for drive-through window for pharmacy located on the northeast corner of 12 Mile and DeQuinder Road, 2003 12 Mile Road, Section 7, City of Warren, approved on April 22, 1996. This site is a former Rite Aid. A new development, Sheetz Gas Station and Convenience Store with outdoor seating, is applying for site plan approval for this site. The original $7,500 surety bond was released on May 12, 2025. Close out the file. Thank you.
Need a motion to close out the file?
Motion to close it out, Mr. Chairman.
Support Commissioner Chowdhury.
There's a motion by Commissioner Duzay, supported by Commissioner Chowdhury. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Item number 9, bond release. Seeing none. Item number 10, new business. Seeing none. Item number 11, citizen participation. I don't see anybody in the audience, so. Item number 12, planning commission business. 12A, planning director's report.
All right, thank you, Mr. Chair. And of course, this is from last May 12th up to now, and just some of my activities along with the planning staff. And of course, on the 12th, we had the planning commission meeting. Same day, I had also a meeting, mayor's meeting with the rest of the department heads. That's typical of what we do. That was the same, let me see, okay, that was on the next day. On the 13th, there was also city council. That's when they adopted the city budget and the current budget that we have for the planning commission. On the 14th, had a meeting with a group of people. They're in the aircraft contractor group. 5 buildings they want to put together, and it's a rather interesting task ahead of us to try to help them out. So that was on the 14th. We had that meeting with them. On the 19th, we were talking with where are we here? It was on Mound Road. There's already a car wash there, and they want to do a storage building and some parking area. On the 20th, we went to the, Michelle and I went to the MAP Spring Institute, East Lansing, and that was for renewable energy and everything that goes with that type of thought process, climate action. And so we spent the day in Lansing. And it was pretty interesting, needless to say. A couple days later, on the 21st, we had a second meeting with DDA representatives and the controller, talking about the expansion of the DDA, the boundaries, and we're gonna we're gonna help the DDA out and with the economic development staff, try to get the Tifa area also. If we've got businesses we want to include there. On the, let me see here now. On the 22nd, I met with Dan Inovovic. He works for Mr. Lavdis, and we had to just recheck some of the measurements and that sort of thing on Mr. Lavdis's proposal for that retail site on Van Dyke. It was going to have multiple housing, and it's not going to have any of that, so it's just it's turned into a retail place that they'll rehab. On the 23rd, we met with the petitioner Mark Cicchini from the last meeting. Discovered a lot of things about the site and about him. And so there's that's why you see that postponed on tonight's meeting. We weren't ready, and he's not ready. So we'll get him back here for site plan approval. We had a meeting with, what was it? Excuse me, Michelle, what was the name of the market that wants to go to Gardner White? CK? Yeah. Mentioned earlier, CK. So they want to turn it into a market, okay, fresh foods and all that type of thing. And they're looking at a parking lot in the back to add parking. That's where trucks will come in and deliver the produce and so on and so forth. So that's quite an expansion, but it's a good use. Empty building. We hope it works out. We'll try to make them fix it up the best way we possibly can. So down the road on 14 Mile Road, on the 27th, we met with another group at Art Van. I'll call it Art Van. Most people know it that way. But Art Van also had a bit of like a retail shopping center next to it to the west. And so it's turned into Gardner White. They sold it to a union group. And so they need to get some minor approvals so that they can open up approvals to their site plan. And they've got some issues with trucks entering on that site to go north to, I think it was Amazon, if I remember correctly. Yeah, pretty odd, but they're doing a cut-through move, and the union people think it's going to tear up their parking lot, something terrible. So there are things you have to do to stop that type of activity. So we talked about that. Had another meeting with the DDA, and that was on the 29th, the expansion, so we're still going over the details on that. On the 29th also, staff met with a petitioner. His name is Joe Paluzzi, and they're looking hard at what's the name of the, I'm sorry, it's all right, where the Circle K gas station is on Van Dyke. As you go just north from the expressway, next to it, you see the sign called Williams. There's a building there. They bought the building, and beyond that is a restaurant right next to it. It used to be an Italian restaurant. Well, they bought them both, and they're looking to put a use there, particularly a car wash. That will require a rezoning. So we'll see how that all works out. They're pretty serious about it, and so you'll see the proposal here first before it goes to City Council. So let me see here. On the 30th, met in the mayor's office with the Town Center Committee. Amanda was at that meeting, and she's part of the committee. Talk about the downtown area. They gave us some examples, seven examples on different ways how the downtown town center could look. And the committee settled on some of the thoughts. The planner, Bob Gibb, made most of the presentation along with Tom Bomarito, so we're going to keep trying to move forward with the downtown area. And let me see. That's enough. I don't want to tack on anymore. That's a good amount of.
Thank you, Mr. Worth.
So if you have any questions.
Does anybody have any questions for Mr. Worth?
You all want to get out of here, right?
Item number 12,
I do.
12B.
I do have a question.
Planning Commission, discussion and concerns. I just like the.
I do have a question to ask him. I received an email today, 2 p.m. We all here serving the community as a public servant. So when we received an email, like, that time 2 p.m., it is becoming hard for us to review and go through all. We got really short time. So I'm going to request an department and also the petitioner, so please give us time, if you send anything to the commissioner, so we can review this thing and, we can come up with the best decision.
As soon as we received it in the morning, that's when we met amongst ourselves and decided we had to get that to you. And you were supposed to drop all your work and read this before you came here tonight.
No, you have to give us enough time to read this thing. We have a day job. Everyone has a day job, right?
They didn't
And I'm
give-
not just saying
they
it to
didn't give us
you.
time,
It's same to the petitioner also. So if we have enough time, so we can review all of those things, we can come up with the best decision.
They probably had it ready last week. That, excuse me, that was on purpose that they did it that way.
All right, thank you.
Yes,
Any-
Mr. President, I
go
have a
ahead.
question for you. You mentioned in your report that you met with aircraft people. So what did you do with them? What they're trying to do?
For-
The people from the aircraft or something?
I'm sorry, from where what,
Aircraft, yeah.
my, air,
The
Oh.
aircraft place that you mentioned.
and sorry, what is your question about that?
No, my question is, what was the purpose, was the meeting?
Purpose is, there are 5 buildings that are on one street, and they want to combine them all so that they can complete their process and what their manufacturing is. But in the process of combining them, they're on a street where they don't have a very deep property. All 5 don't have a very deep property. So it creates a problem with setbacks. They want to attach them all together. They need parking requirements, and a lot of it will require variances. But this is the aircraft industry we're talking about here, defense type of manufacturing, and we want to help them as much as we can.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you, Mr. Ward.
Thank you.
So they don't have any room for a runway, eh?
We'll create one if we have to. How's that?
Plan Commission discussion concerns. I'd like to thank the police officer for sitting in on our meeting this evening. Thank you, sir, for your time. I'd like to thank Attorney Jennifer Pierce for sitting in as attorney for us this evening. And if no one else has any concerns, number 13, calendar pending matters, seeing none. Calendar number 14, adjournment. I need a motion to adjourn.
Motion to adjourn, Mr. Chair.
There's a motion by Commissioner Duce, support by Commissioner Ansar. All in favor? Any opposed? Have a good evening, everyone.
They're gonna be worshiping and having liquor. Oh no. I know, he's like asking, I'm like, what? They're really gonna be on 12 Mile at that point. On the Munazza running. Oh my God, I don't wanna see that. Okay. I can't believe he said that. Yeah. Okay, I'll see you.
You did good there.
Thank you.
Everybody have a good night.
You do,
Drive home safe.
you do
Yes,
say,
you
sir.
too.
Take care, Ward.
Thank you.
Okay.
Just gonna take the cheat road and get out of here.
All right.
Have a good night. I think
Have a
I'll
good
leave
night.
it here, so when she comes back.
That's fine, she'll get it. She gotta get everything else.
Have a good day. Have a good night. See you next time.
Thanks, Ms. Maury.